So I'm alone at the Great Pyramid. Literally, we are alone. It's just the two of us. It's at night, and we're gonna take a quick walk and have a chat. Are you down for that?
Yes.
The first thing that I do notice being like this is the silence, right? The power of silence and the strength of what is next to us. That is not the imagination, is it?
Not at all. The pyramid is the most famous structure for 5,000 years. If you ask any kid in any country, far east, far west, far north, far south, about the pyramid, they know the pyramid. Maybe some, they don't know Egypt, but they know the pyramid.
Right.
Okay. The only wonder from the ancient world still survive after the other six disappeared. It was the biggest building in history for a long time. It's not anymore, but still the most active or the most energetic.
Until the Eiffel Tower, it was still the tallest for
exactly. And the
5,000 years.
Yes. We took about 2.5 million blocks of stones. Average between 2 ton till 100 ton, and maybe there are bigger in the deep layers.
And you don't get it until you're here and you put your hands on, one of these stones, and then you appreciate the size of this block, and then there's another one, and then there's 2.5 million more. It's extraordinary. People talk about it and we see it, but until you feel the power and the majesty, until you're here, you just don't get it.
Exactly. How many times we see pyramids in photos, but yes, as you say, when we come, when we get close, then we appreciate and we understand the power of the pyramid.
Absolutely magnificent. And now as we walk down, we're in front of the entrance, and we're going down these steps that have been traveled for hundreds of years. So let's go down here. Let's get to ground level. And there's one point for me that I talk about a lot that doesn't get discussed. That is where we are standing. This is more important for the construction of the pyramid than the pyramid itself. Exactly. We're standing on a flattened limestone hilltop. To do that's extraordinary, right? 18 hectares.
Yes.
Level it perfectly, and to hold and have the strength to support this and not move for forever, for eternity. This foundation is probably the most amazing part of the pyramid to me.
Do you allow me to disagree with this?
Yes.
Because this is what we studied. For years they were teaching us this, but what I discovered that it was not leveled. The central part of the pyramid is part, like they came to this, if we can call it mound, and they cut the center of the mound, the middle level.
Right.
That is we can call it the tail of the pyramid. And they built from the sides. So as if this mound, like this, became two small mounds. And it is deep level at the middle.
So then, okay, and I agree with that. By the way, we've been debating all week. This is just spirited conversation. But let me tell you why that makes sense, though. Is so the center pressure of the pyramid would then push down.
Exactly. That's why some photos, they say there is another pyramid underneath, opposite. It is not a pyramid. I call it the root of like the
That makes a lot of sense. When you see, say, the bed of a truck, a semi-truck, it's arched. It's not flat. It's arched so it could take the pressure of the middle and then become flat.
Exactly.
And that's what you're suggesting here.
Yes.
I love that. That makes sense.
But you say this is still also, it's not what we can call it the right choice. It is the right choice because this location is matching an alignment above. The three pyramids are aligned with in a certain time with the 3 stars of Orion belt.
You know how alone we are? We're the only shadows on the Great Pyramid. Okay, let's walk. So the foundation is not perfectly flat.
No.
It was designed to be flat after the weight of the pyramid was brought down upon it. Now, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
but you have to have that knowledge beforehand. That wasn't Stone Age man coming in off of the desert, right? Wearing animal skins going, I know how to do this. We're going to arch the plateau to support the weight. I've done the calculations. It's 2.5 million, right?
Yes.
No, the knowledge has to be taught and come from somewhere. Where do you think they got this knowledge?
I think there was advanced civilizations before what we call it the solar event in 10,500 BC.
Right.
Before this date, we had great civilizations, but all of them disappeared after that solar event, and we had to start from zero again. So the story of the caveman happened, but after the civilized eras. But yes, as you say, if we agree, which is not right to do this, that this pyramid was built by manual techniques, cutting the blocks from the quarry and putting them together here, without building. Okay, I'm not talking about the construction yet. Just bringing the blocks.
The logistics.
Yes, and if we talk about 10 minutes for each block, we are talking about 840 years.
And then, okay, here's something else nobody wants to talk about. You do. It's one thing to have the dogma of the relieving chamber, granite block, 70 tons, 100 tons each, were brought up here 500 miles from Aswan. They just did it.
Yes.
That's what they say. It just got done. They did it without wood. They did it with. They didn't have ocean freighters, on the Nile.
Yes.
They didn't have horses. And so if it didn't come up the Nile, which I understand why it would have been easier, but now they're suggesting they dragged them through the desert, throwing water on the sand with wooden sleds, pulling them, right? Now, if you did, the pyramid took 20 years to build, allegedly.
Okay.
So if you dragged for 500 miles and you did a foot per minute, it would take you 500 years.
Exactly.
The stones would never arrive.
But wait.
So all the explanations don't make sense. It has to be something else.
We are talking about one block. Okay. 100 ton.
Yes.
Like there is no logic can explain this. And by the way, if we can say that they had high technology, it's still a challenge. So it's not easy to say they had cranes, they had bulldozers. That is still a challenge, because we are not talking about that block being brought here only. They send it way up to the level of 50 meters in that level of the pyramid. So not just pushing it or dragging it on the flat ground. No, they have to send it up 50 meters.
The hardest part is at the end of the journey.
Exactly. Yes.
Absolutely incredible. So we're coming up to the corner here, and the thing that strikes me most is when we come up to the corner, security's in front of us, not going to let us go any further, but we're going to come up to the corner. It's what's behind us that is so extraordinary. So we come up here, and then you turn around and you see nothing but perfect straightness. Look at the line. The 2.5 million stones up close. You see it like this. It doesn't look perfect. And then you see it from this angle, the bottom, the base, perfectly straight. And well, we know it's not perfectly straight. There's a little angle in the middle, but it is divine perfection, isn't it?
Yes. We are in a magical place designed by great technology, and place is sending very positive energies to the visitors and to the entire area.
Security just looked at me and said, Mr. Church, go back that way. Okay, so we're gonna head back. Mohamed, thank you so much. I mean, listening to you this week, we've known each other for a very long time, but listening to you this week and the way that you share your knowledge and communicate, it was an honor and a privilege to see a professional at work. It was just incredible.
You are always welcome.
Thank you so much. Mohamed Ibrahim, Jimmy Church, we're out here. Billy Carson, Forbidden Knowledge World Tour. We've been doing it all year. This month, we're in Egypt with Mohamed Ibrahim and the Forbidden Knowledge crew with Billy Carson and Elizabeth Hoekstra. I'm Jimmy Church. Fade to black. We'll see you guys.